A little present from my parents from a second-hand shop in Devon. They also got me for my birthday the Revel 1/32 scale Mosquito, which I'm looking forward to, and which I will do in a different film. Anyway, look at this one. Airfix 1/72 Mustang, and it was one of those about fighter aces. So the markings and all of that are specific to a certain person. This is Lieutenant Henry W. Brown. Unfortunately, the price sticker was on there, and the price was $2.99. Brilliant. I've done a bit of painting. This is one of those very sort of fundamental Airfix models from the sort of dying days of Airfix. But it's alright. I had a look. The detail's quite good actually. There's some nice bits, but not many parts. But that's alright. And I think I will do this one with the wheels down for a change. That would be undercarriage, wouldn't it? Worth a little look. There's an awful lot of transfers for a small kit with not many parts. That's quite spectacular. But also, look at that lump of plastic on the sprue. Can't help thinking that makes the model feel quite heavy in the box. When you're buying it, you go, oh, lots in there, and a lot of it is waste. I've thought that with other models from other companies before. Just happens that that's a good example. Maybe that's me being a conspiracy theorist. 6 minutes in to actually building the thing, and there's some issues, and mostly of my making. The underside colour is supposed to be a mixed colour. I can't remember what numbers they are supposed to be. And you mix them together, and unfortunately for me they curdled. I'll admit one of the colours wasn't that lovely. It was going off a little, but oh, what a mess that is. So we'll be coming back to that later. The other thing is, as we get sort of to the midpoint, I want the wheels down, and to have all of the sort of wheel cowling in the right place, you have to cut it down that line. Same with the rear wheel cover. You have to cut through that groove there. And that's always a shame, because it's just more work. But also, if you're like a little kid, your parents aren't going to let you do that, are they? And then that puts everybody off. So, oh well. I'll cut it, it will go messy, I'll trim it up. All of a sudden I found I've finished this model, which is a bit, you know, that went quick. Probably the worst thing about it is the nose cone, because the propellers are moulded into it, and very often I knock the propellers off, or cut them off, so it looks like it's flying. But I decided this time I'd have the undercarriage down. That's a first. And therefore the propellers probably aren't going round. The real problem there is the fact that this is a very badly moulded nose cone, and the bit where the propellers join the nose cone is very messy. And I've cleaned it up a bit, but it's still messy. And it made painting it very hard, and I'm desperately looking for a pointer again. So, you know, I don't want to waste time, but let's see what we can do. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, so just at these points, and I've tried painting into them to try and create something smoother and nicer, but it hasn't really worked. The other thing is, what's very interesting is I've done the usual. I've sprayed it with my favourite sprays and all of that kind of thing, but I painted the nose cone in a satin paint, and that kind of jogged my memory from air shows and going around aircraft museums. Actually, these aircraft are a bit glossy. Kind of helps with the aerodynamics, I suppose, if nothing else, and stops the paint flaking. So there's a kind of glazed surface, and I'm not doing that when I do matte, so maybe I'll get some I can't remember what it's called, kind of lacquer, gloss lacquer, and put it over it. Maybe not though. It might be one of those things where I make matters worse, not better. So at the moment, this is it. I've just dug this out, and I've painted parts of the bottom of this, the base bit. The paint's still wet actually. I don't know why I've done it. Anyway, there you go, have a look. So it's done, but now I look back at the film I can see that where the green meets the pale sort of white underneath the wings, that's all a bit rough, isn't it? And then there's a thumbprint on the tail, a couple of other dodgy bits. So I'll have to go back and trim all those up. But you've got the idea, there it is. A nice, straightforward, simple model. Not my favourite aeroplane, but a very impressive one. And it's come out looking alright. I think next we might have to do a tank. There is one in waiting. A couple of the shots have gone missing, but we'll be able to understand what's going on. How about that? 1 to 35th as well.